Hello, everyone, and welcome to the first proper episode of booking of our AEW series, Take Two. We are here for our first show of Dynamite of the new year of 2024, and we start off in some classic fashion with Orange Cassidy making an international title defense against Johnny TV. We got John Hennigan existed, but he's a good enough worker. After the match, Orange Cassidy is celebrating in the ring when Ricky Stark's music hits, and Big Bill and he come out. And Ricky starts to taunt Orange Cassidy. He says, "Congratulations, Orange. You managed to beat up an old, washed-up Johnny last name." You know, I could probably absolutely do that for myself, because unlike you, I'm someone who actually works, and I mean, someone that actually tries, and you can really see that. Big Bill can attest to that. The world can attest to that. These belts can attest to that, and as he's, going on with this, Trent grabs, I initially had this as Chuck, but I figured that Trent would probably be more fitting of this dialogue. He said, "Really? You think you can beat Orange Cassidy just because you're another champ? When you're a tag champ, after taking so long of failing to be a singles guy?" Well, I know Orange is more than willing to take this challenge. I know he doesn't really seem like it all the time, but I know that look in his eyes. He's ready for this fight, and probably at this point, Orange Cassidy has already put the sunglasses back on by the time that Trent says that he sees the look in his eyes. So you know what? How's about we make a deal? Me and Chuck, we get a tag title match. You and Bill, you get international title matches, one-on-one, and Stark is like, you know what? That's fine. I want to be a double champ. That sounds like a great idea. And so they have a little bit of a title match trade. Title shot trade. Whatever. After this, we cut to a vignette of Roddy's house. Devil's Kingdom is around, and Adam Cole speaks up. "I know what everyone's wondering. Why? Why would Adam Cole, baby, betray his best friend, MJF? There's a simple answer, and there's a short answer." I had that wrong. The short answer, there's a simple answer, and there's a long answer. The short answer is, we were never friends. The long answer is that I used that idiot for my own gain. I used him to get Mike and Matt tag team gold. That brings me all to your next stupid points. Why all of these people? Why Roddy? Why Matt? Why Mike? Why Wardlow? Because, obviously, our scumbag, as you all like to call him, he's made a lot of enemies. Me and Roddy in the Kingdom, all of us know each other well, and we know how much Max can be a manipulative piece of crap that just makes everyone else more and more crap, that really takes everyone down with him and takes everyone into his little hive of villainy. And nowhere is that more clear than the big war dog. MJF ruined this man. He was supposed to be the biggest star in AEW. He was supposed to have the big moment, the big crowning moment, where Wardlow finally beats the big bad MJF. But instead, Max makes it all about himself. He decides to make a big media show of it. He decides that he's going to no-show the event before. He's going to show up late to his show right there, lose in quick fashion, and then the very next day act like nothing wrong has happened and make a big social media storm. Max. You took Wardlow's big crowning moment. You took what was meant to be his rise to the top, and you made it about you. And if there's anyone that hates him more than me and the Kingdom, it's Wardlow. So there's your answer, AEW. The Devil's paying his dues. Because MJF, quite frankly, he's just a little bitch. And we're the real stars of the show. Back then, when we said that I'm better than you, baby, there's something that I always wanted to say, and I finally get the chance to say it now. I'm not just better than you, baby. I'm the best, baby. I don't know how they're going to actually explain it in AEW, because I am recording, I think I'm going to upload this the same day that I record it, just to get the series started off nice and fast. But I don't know how AEW is actually going to explain it, but this is how I'm going to explain it. After this, Sky Blue defeats Mercedes Martinez with the sliced bread. Pretty decent performance. 41's not bad for Sky Blue. Not bad for a women's match in general. This women's division is so bad, and most of my signings that I do, because it's a TEW new save, obviously going to make a bajillion signings. A lot of them are to bolster the women's division. Midway through the match, Julia Hart walked out onto the stage, and she just kind of stood in the center of the ramp, maybe center of the stage, for the rest of the match. And when it finishes, she kind of waits for a moment to let Sky Blue's music plays before she slowly makes her way over. And Sky Blue, she's guarded, she's cautious about Julia Hart approaching. But Julia, she just stands on the apron, she's staring down Sky Blue. Eventually, she just kind of turns her head, she looks at the slowly getting up Mercedes Martinez, and she just kind of slowly shakes her head in disgust before just leaving. Sky Blue's confused, the commentary team's confused. What the hell is Julia Hart doing here? We'll find out eventually. We go to commercial, and we come back with Sammy Guevara in the ring. But he's not dressed in his ring gear. Instead, he's just casual clothes. Just casual Sammy with a mic in his hand. Says, everyone, I've come out here, not to wrestle, but just to pour my heart out. Done some reflection the past weeks, in the time that I was out with injury, and in the weeks since I came back. I looked around at what I've said in my past, and look at the people I associated with. I look at the things I've done in the ring, out of the ring. I look at my whole career, and the entire time I can just think one thing. One thought always comes back into my mind. Am I a good role model for Luna? Am I someone that my little girl can grow up and be proud to say, that's my dad? When I look around, when I look at everything that I've done in my career, I don't see it. I don't see how I could possibly be someone that my daughter is happy to boast about. I don't see myself as someone that Ty should be proud of. So, I've come out here to just tell everyone here in Louisiana, everyone watching at home, that I want to change as a person. I know it's not going to be easy. I know that forgiveness isn't going to be easy to come by, but I will do what I can. And you know what? All this starts by admitting my faults. Here I've done just that. Puts Mike, takes Mike. It looks like he's about to throw the mic down, but instead, crouch over, gently set it down. He walks out. Sammy Guevara, kind of admitting his faults. This is an interesting story that I'm going to have with him. Let's just say that. I knew this was going to be a very bad segment. Vignette plays of a school hallway. I'm thinking like a college building, not like a high school. Starks and Action Andretti are seen chatting together, and Andretti brings up that he's a little suspicious of the claims that coming to the school is going to be able to improve their in-ring work. But Billy, she is much more optimistic. She says, the professors here, they all are incredibly acclaimed. They all know what they're doing in wrestling. They all know how to work in the ring and know how to really make someone a good pro wrestler. And Action Andretti's like, how do you know this? What are your sources? And Billy doesn't actually know. She's just trusting in whatever this place is that gave them an offer, that gave them this introduction. And Andretti's like, alright, you know what, fine, I'll listen to you, let's just go, and they head out. You could probably tell by the story name who's going to be involved with this, but I was trying to find people to get involved with this, and I think young talents would be best. Action Andretti and Billy Starks, I think they fit that mold, but of course it'll just be getting to that point a little bit more. After this, the Young Bucks defeat the Gates of Agony. It's just a real quick match. I just wanted the Bucks to be involved, just get them a match. And after the match, Swerve appears on the show, and he just kind of generically looks cool. I don't know exactly how. He just does, and he says, Matt, Nick, I'm sorry I couldn't be out there in person to cheer on the Gates, but I have business to attend to. I'm sure you know all about being busy. Being EVPs of AEW isn't the only kind of thing that's going around regarding business. Most important folk in all of AEW. Swerve damn Strickland knows what it's all about. I'm the best star in this business, and honestly, I'm kind of sick of seeing you... what was it that wise man once called you? That's right. You counterfeit bucks. Roaming around, flaunting your power, pretending like you're untouchable because you're the guys in charge of the company, because you're the guys that started this place up. You know what? I get it. Kenny's it. You've lost your big protector, your big bell cow, your big guy to really lead you on. You know what? That just means that I have one less old man to beat. You know what? I've already beaten the best of you. I've already beaten Hangman Page. So you know what? How's about you come at me? How's about I go out? If you don't want to come there, I'll come to you. But you know what? I'm even going to let you do things on your terms if you like. You can bring Coda on. I don't care who you all have up your sleeves. I don't care who you bring to try to fight me. I'm going to take care of it. I'm going to take care of all of you. I'm going to take care of the elite. It's so disappointing seeing all these light greens, just because of the last series where I was at a point where I was, and I mean, part of it is that, RWC changed how they statted people, a while back, and so, yeah, it's so disappointing seeing, 59, but, that's probably gonna be pretty good for this. And this Samoa Joe sitting in a dark room, and he's holding the AEW World Title. Damn, it feels good to have this. It feels even better not to be held down by anything or anyone. Able to call the shots for once in my life. And you know what? I'm gonna use advantage of that power right now. Because I know someone that I want to squash under my palm. Bryan Danielson. I already saw Odie Kingston managed to cut through you and your entire goon squad, through you and John Claudio Yuta. There's something he didn't know, something he couldn't do. That was to choke the life out of all of you. To crush you so utterly, to make sure that someone knew that it wasn't just a fluke, that it was dominant victory. So I don't care which one of you it is, who it is, I don't care if it's all of you. I will take on all 4 of you as challengers for my gold. Yeah, a big challenge for Joe's first match. This one absolutely was just for the sake of getting people on the card, getting more matches. FTR defeat the Iron Savages. That's it. After this, Jay White is seen with the Guns in a locker room. And he's not talking with the Guns, he's kind of talking at the Guns. Since coming to AEW, Bullet Club Gold has struggled. Now, I'm not blaming it on you two, don't worry. I know how much you two give to BCG, but there's still more that needs to be done. Those bastards out there in Japan with Finley, they're ruining the name of the Bullet Club by having someone as dumb as Finley, as dumb as the War Dogs taking control. But luckily, there's some people that we can still call on to get some help for the real Bullet Club, for the Golden Bullet Club. You know, after this, probably Colton's mostly goofing off. Austin's probably taking this a little bit more seriously. I was like, no, I know you're referring to them, but I think there's still people here right now that can help us give an advantage in AEW and give us an advantage over the War Dogs and out in Japan. But before, and Jay, he's very interested to know, who is it that you're talking about? Who is it that we need to talk to? And the camera cuts away before we get the answer, but some interesting people, interesting developments coming from the Bullet Club. The reason that the storyline, or that the camera was cut, was because there's a scuffle out there in the hall. A scuffle! I don't know why I said it so weird. A scuffle out in the hallway. FTR's gotten into it with the House of Black, and they're kind of jaw-jacking back and forth, and Buddy is the loudest instigator. He's yelling pretty loudly, says that FTR is just a bunch of old, overrated hacks. And Cash, he doesn't take this lightly. He starts yelling back, and eventually they start getting closer and closer. A bunch of road agents come out, a bunch of other wrestlers come out. They're all trying to stop this fight from happening. And they seem to be successful for a little bit. There's a big mass of people, so we don't see exactly who, but someone hits Brody King, and it starts to draw blood. It's not too much. I'm trying to cut down. So the way that I'm imagining this is AEW as a whole, I'm imagining less blood because I feel like AEW overdoes it. So, like, no blood yet on the show at all. It's kind of my thought. And this is the first side of it. Brody King, he's pissed. He charges at. He's fighting people. He's getting all involved. There's fists flying everywhere. And eventually security breaks everything up. Big fight between FTR and the House of Black. It's a pretty disappointing main event. But Nick Wayne and Killswitch defeat the Hardys. Jeff Hardy ruptures his eardrum. No chemistry bonuses for Killswitch and Nick Wayne. Is this just for the penalized for declining for injury? Okay, that's fine. Okay. After the match, Christian Cage gets up. Shoot, I actually forgot to put him on commentary. Oh well. He gets up after the match and goes in to celebrate his victory. Adam Copeland's music hits, and Copeland comes out with a mic and begins to talk. And he says, I know it was only for a few moments, but holding gold, you know how addicting that feeling can get, Christian. That's why I have goons like Killswitch and Nick Wayne out there. Make sure you can hold on to that goal. So, you know, I've come to a realization, Christian. We know each other so well. We've been basically brothers for 20, 30 years. But it means that I know exactly what you plan. That you want to have these two goons out there. Make sure that you always have the numbers. That you can just throw these bodies around that I can't keep up. And so, and as he's explaining that, hey, he got some backup, the backup does arrive. Nick Wayne and Killswitch are taken down by El Hijo del Vikingo and the debuting Jimmy Shane. Christian is distracted by them long enough for Copeland to have gotten into the ring, delivering a big spear to Christian, which ends the show. One thing I forgot to put this to no style. Whoops. But yeah. So, Jimmy Shane, someone that I do actually personally know. So that is why he is getting this slot. Vikingo, he's probably, of the luchas with no character, he's the one that I'm the highest on. Maybe Bandito. But other than that, yeah, I think that's fine. I'm happy with the way that show ended. 63 rating. Okay, that's pretty good. I think we're probably around like a 60 overall in America, but still, I am happy with that. It's gonna be weird seeing this low of a rating being like, oh, that's perfectly fine. Is it like 70s would be bad in the end. So, yeah. But that will do it for this time. We move on to our first episode of Collision in the next episode.